It's the last time, but man, it has been drizzly here. My name's Nato. I'm joined here by Osa. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Speaking of Drizzle City, man, you are right. It has been pouring here recently.
Hasn't it?
Yeah, dude.
It's been like 10 days in a row,
I
basically. Rain every single day. Like,
yeah.
No exaggeration, just rain.
I get it. Washington is known for rain, but oh my God, on my drive here, man, it was pouring the entire time. And you know that very split second when you lose control of your car and you go through a puddle. It's
Oh,
like
hate that.
Oh, it happens constantly.
Hate that.
It's terrible.
You're giving me an aneurysm before
I'm
the match
sorry,
even
bro.
starts. Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry,
it's totally fine. But you're going through and like your windshield wipers can't go any faster.
I
Like
know.
you put it to the fastest possible setting there, and it's like, and you're like, I hope I don't die on my way here.
Bro, it sucks.
Do you have a long drive?
Well, about like an hour and a half.
Not bad. But rainy.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period, I think like a 3-day period, like a week ago, where the only time I was driving was when it was pitch black and pouring rain. I hated it.
Miserable.
I hated it. Because you get off those day shifts at like 10 p.m.
Yep.
And then you just go home and it's pouring rain.
Yep.
And when you leave, it's still pouring rain.
Yep, it's dark when you're
Sucks.
there, dark when you're not there. You know, it's just the Seattle darkness. They call it the Big Sad occasionally, which is why
I get it. Yeah.
we have events like this to make us a little bit less sad in the middle of the Big Sad.
Exactly. I've been looking forward to this for like months, man. I swear.
Oh, me too. I had to miss the last one because of IRL stuff that
Oh.
came up, and I was so happy that I was actually able to make this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's also really just interesting how we have like the summer version, and then every single time it's like the winter fall version is always drizzle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not like it might drizzle and it might be sunny. It's like no, it's absolutely going to be drizzling here because it's Seattle.
Yeah,
it's
it's
that time of
guaranteed.
year.
It's Washington. That's what we're known for.
It totally is. That and all the windstorms as well.
Oh
so
my gosh. Yeah, man, I was driving here as well, and like I think there was a single point where the wind picked up really bad, and my car was getting blown around in the Tacoma Bridge.
I hate
It was-
that.
Oh my God. I thought there was something wrong with my car.
Yeah, on the Narrows, right?
Yeah,
the Tacoma
yeah.
Narrow. Okay, I go over that bridge fairly frequently to visit family, and it's just like you're at the very top of this bridge, and it's so far down. You look down, and the wind just cuts through that little bay, just like, whoo, just like
terrible,
pushes
yeah.
your car, and you're like, I'm trying to turn against the wind,
feel
trying
like
to prevent it from going.
I
so.
started driving like a grandma. I had to turn the music down,
Yeah,
like
I
grip the
know,
wheel, just
yeah.
lean all the way forward. It's terrible.
It's those times when you have to focus, so you have to like reduce the radio just so you
Yeah.
can focus a little bit harder. But anyway, Splatoon. So getting into this set here, we are on pools round number 3, and it looks like we'll be getting into Splat Zone's Urchin Underpass. Man, this is an interesting one.
yeah.
So what do you think about it?
As a bucket player, I should like this map.
Yeah, you should love it. You can just
I
slash
don't.
down on people and destroy them.
I do, but I don't like this map. I think it's way too tiny. Your flank is just dropping into mid, and
Yep.
any smart player will sit back there. I don't know.
Yep,
I think
they
the
just
zone's
sit
too
there.
small.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one clip that Nicolini did? I think he was playing Reflex or like something, and he just goes in zone by himself, solo caps at the end of the game. That's the problem with this map. It's so tiny. It's
It
so
really
tiny.
is, yeah. Well, the deal is the map is not only tiny, but it's also further down as
Yeah.
well. So you can't splat someone just by firing across the zone. You have to be looking
down,
down
yeah.
at them to splat them, which is slightly harder. And if you're looking down, it means you're not looking up at someone else on the opponent team who could be, preparing to splat you as well.
Yeah.
So it is a tiny map. I actually don't see it in a ton of map lists, and maybe because it's like the newest map in the game, that might have something to do with it, but we'll see. But anyway, getting into these teams here now. We'll be running the Splat Zones on Urchin, followed by Tower Control on Hagglefish, and then finally Clan Blitz on Museum D. How do I say
I
that?
think it's
Osa?
Museum D. Alfonsino.
Alfonsino.
I don't know.
This is the second match in a row where I've had a very hard time pronouncing just like one thing, and it's
Yeah.
been real tough. But
I just call it Museum.
yeah, just Museum. Something Museum. But anyway, first map to begin with, and we will be hitting Pool A1 Round 3. It'll be Team Name versus Glass Needles here. And I've seen Team Name play a little bit here. I know that their named player on their team does tend to run Sploosh, and they pull off some pretty crazy hammer things occasionally. So really curious to see if they pull that out here.
Yeah, for sure. I personally have actually fought both of these teams already.
Oh, you're an expert then. Well,
Yeah,
tell us
two
about
pools
this.
matches. I think both teams have some pretty strong players. I will say, again, player on I think it was Team Name.
On Team Name, yeah.
Very good Wiper Sploosh player. They did pick Wiper against us, and their hammers were very impactful.
Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that Glass Needles runs 96 Deco occasionally.
Interesting. Okay.
And Static is on Bucket, which, shout out to all the Bucket players out there. I love y'all. Thank you.
For sure. And speaking of Bucket, Static is back on Bucket. This is an interesting pick from the side of Caesar. Looks like they're going with the Hydra here. They will have more range than anyone panels on the field.
Oh man, Hydra. Hydra's is one of those weapons where it's either so good on your team or so bad. It really just depends on the player. Because if you play Hydra right, it's basically just a giant splash ball. You can't go through without dying.
You cannot get close to a Hydra if the Hydra knows how to aim. And already we see Team Name taking the earliest lead here. Player is able to trade out on that bottom left, and they have quite a bit of control pushing them back.
Of course, and
Glass Needles? Oh, the reflex would be Team.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, team Name has the reflex.
I do want to say that Team Name has a lot of pain with that reflux, that really edit and speed. I think if you can just treat them in zone, they can probably just solo cap, even out hitting that throw.
Yeah, although it's been a bit of a slugfest in this so far. No team has really been able to push up on the flat area. It looks like they're content just getting pick after pick, cap the zone, recap the zone, without tiny the zone.
And I do believe there are two stuck in the corner for Team Name. One of them does go down. Okay. So Static is staying alive. They're probably taking strikes here if they want to keep going, but we'll have to see. The pro is coming back though, so.
Oh, the hammer to your point. Versus Static was sitting back a bit, trying to get those strikes, but Player comes up, gets two on him, and I think they might have got a third there.
Yeah, they got a third of that hammer
throw. Amazing stuff from Player.
Really, and also I want to say really good hammer map as well. It's small, it's not a lot of places to move, and if you really want to back up out of a hammer, you either climb a wall or just run backwards.
And already Team Name, they know that they can get dark here. Player has chosen to try to spread this Booyah, gets it off before the Booyah comes down. Just amazing individual play from Player here, and this is, a second amazing pick from Player. You can't stop this player named Player.
This guy might be the best Sploosh player I've ever seen. Oh my god.
Oh my
Another
goodness.
another jump in here by this Dooley. Player finds the pick, and now there's only 30 penalty left for Team Name. So if they just stay alive, they could really start. You could really put this game in a dominant position for them.
Yeah, Glass Needles, it was critical that they capped there for a second because I think it would have been over, but already, even though they capped, they're already down to only 11 penalty points left down on the side of Team Name, and that's one down on both sides. They are going to have to avoid dying to the Sploosh before they push in. I think they know where the Sploosh is, but the Sploosh is just sitting here underneath them, and they cap for a second. Oh no!
And man, Sploosh. Oh, Sploosh is just a rat weapon, bro. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I think that Glass Needles really needs to try to stay alive more. They're staggered a lot of the time, and when they pop the specials, they either pop them at the same time or they just don't pop them in effective places. I mean, they miss a lot. They miss all the Sploosh up. What's that really going to do? Yeah. They're already 2 down, and Player finds a pick with that. So it's literally just Souza and the pro alive here to go for zone.
I Just Awful is definitely not awful getting that pick there, and they are able to close out that game. I feel like about half that game also we spent specking the Sploosh, but to your point, the Sploosh rat ability is insane on that map, right? You saw them go through mid, and they were just underneath the little ledges in mid, getting picks there. Then they went up to, I don't even know what it's called, the glass area where the Hydra was, picked them off as well. It was just the Sploosh playground. Really impressive stuff from Team Name.
God, yeah, those short maps are so good for weapons like Sploosh and Viper as well.
Indeed, yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to this game 2, which is, Haggle Tower. This might be a little bit harder for the Sploosh here because a lot more of an open map. So, if Souza picks Hydra here again, it'll be a lot easier for them to kind of just pick that Sploosh and kill them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And the nice thing about Haggle is even on tower control, you have that, what is it called? The pop-up tent thing. What's the
canopy?
The canopy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Canopy.
I know callouts, don't I?
You got it.
And to your point, if they decide to go with Hydra can shut down that entire area. Down there. And for sure, you could have a blaster or something sit underneath and sort of annoy the Hydra. But if you're not playing blaster, or if you position well as Hydra, you can basically shut down the entirety of mid and almost up to the left checkpoint using Hydra. Yeah. So to your point, I do think that this is probably a weaker Sploosh map, which honestly Glass Needles is probably really happy to think about right now. If I was them, I'd feel like, how do we get rid of this Sploosh? That's our #1 priority, is minimizing the Sploosh.
And I also do want to say, talking about this Hydra, top left on Hagglefish.
Yes.
You have that thing?
The other call out, I don't know. The top left area. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know that Team Name is going to need to fully commit to throwing resources at that Hydra to move them. That is a very strong position for Hydra, or any backline, really.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what they do. I'm pretty sure they had a
They had the reflex.
They do have a reflex with a Booyah Bomb, so that might do something, but you really do want to get a pick on that Hydra before you can move, because they can kind of just back up and emerge from the wall and kill everybody, because Hydra does that.
Yeah,
so.
and there's also really no way of getting up there unless you somehow get on top of the sponge and do that really weird trick. As far as I know, it's inaccessible. You can get to their spawn, not their spawn. You can get to their plat, but you can't actually get to the top left.
I think it's that. I think you can do a sponge jump. Also, the only other thing is when the tower gets right in front of it,
you can jump across. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that does require the first checkpoint to be cleared first, right? And if you have the Hydra up there, to your point, it's really hard to clear that first checkpoint. So really interesting to see if they decide to change comp here, or if they're going to be like, hey, the sploosh comp worked out great on the last one. Let's just stick with the sploosh, or maybe the wiper comes out.
And
oh,
V-shot.
And a charger on the same. Okay, this is a big change, Oso.
Big changes, of course. Yeah, we got that Zuka for the Hydra, but Hydra going with Bubble here. And I do want to say on the side of Glass Needles, they do have that Bubble. They have Double Strike and Kraken. So if they get lead late in the game, it's kind of just over. They have 3 GG specials
forever with that. You just have to get the lead to begin with. And already Trey's just coming out. Static is unfortunately going to be punished on this side with Souza getting on the tower early here. They don't have the Bubble ready quite yet, but they did want to activate a little bit of that passive special charge. As unfortunately, one member from Glass Needles going down as I Just Awful is on the tower pretty aggressively, has to back up to mid.
I do want to say on the side of team name here, they do have that double backline, which you don't see that very much. But
real interesting, yeah.
Man, fighting double backline is such a mixed bag. It's either really easy or it's really hard. And I feel like in this map especially, it might be genuinely kind of hard to push them if they get set up.
Indeed, and already we see a Charger versus Hydra on tower, which is a very interesting, don't see that every single day, as Glass Needles is able to push just about to the first checkpoint. Unfortunately, they do lose 2 in the process, and player not on the sploosh anymore, but they are on the shot, trying to take some space in mid, but again, the Kraken comes out immediately, right? Like, you can't really push the tower with the Kraken coming through.
Of course, and player does have the Zuka. Might have to save it here. They do decide to pop it, going for the Hydra, but they don't get the pick. That might have been a waste of a special here, as they don't really push it anywhere. I mean, they're getting picks every once in a while, but they're not really coordinating the specials to start pushing.
Yeah, no team yet has really put together a good push yet. And interestingly enough, okay, I Just Awful, as soon as I say that, is able to get 2. That is actually 3 down now.
That's a wipe.
Wipe on the side of Glass Needles. And here is the double backline comp. We see Charger on tower, and that allows the Headit to play further up. You see how they're already up there on their ramp. They're able to push their opponents a lot further back, and this is not a good situation for Glass Needles.
Already 2 down, like you said, in Glass Needles, and she's playing really aggro with this edit. The Kraken does come out. Will be probably stopping the tower here at 18. But that was a really, really good push from team name. And again, that double backline is just so hard to push into unless you fully commit to just killing those backlines and specials.
Indeed, and I don't know if this push is quite over yet. Static is able to take the tower here. They are going to have to win this fight against Wraith. Unfortunately, they do not, and already we're down to just 1 down, who again gets punished. They're close to the enemy spawn, so they will respawn, but 2 down now. Also, this is a bloodbath.
Of course, and player here really close to the Zuka. The Zuka could put this game away, or they could just win right here. It's just the 96, and they don't get to tower in time. So I do believe that is game 2 going to team name, correct?
Yeah, game 2 going to team name. You know, you said this right at the beginning of the match, but the whole double backliner thing is really interesting. Some people do call Headit more of like a midline, but you know, you can also think of it as being a backline. That Charger being on the tower and playing the backline role allowed the edit to move up so far. You called out they were basically just sitting there essentially underneath their drop in their spawn. And like, what do? You can't really drop out of spawn because you're either dropping into a Charger or you're dropping into a Headit that's trained on you.
Yeah, I mean, you have a bucket, but bucket's the only thing that can really move that without somebody else dropping. And it's just, those comps, man, those comps are so, so strange. And
indeed.
We're going into Museum Clams for Game 3.
I
think something I want to see, and I know it's not fun for one team in particular, I want to see the Sploosh come back, and I want to see them just full charge into base 24/7.
Just immediate, do the right flank thing where you squid roll over the side and then just run
swim in base
directly to the flank. I would love to see that too. I mean, it's very entertaining to see, so I won't complain if I see this Sploosh come back. I mean, I will tell you, at least on this map, getting to the opponent's spinner isn't always a death sentence, right? Because if you are really, really tricky, you can like climb the spinner and sort of get up on the walls and like walk on the little grate thing and just sort of rat around. So you might think to yourself, oh, just getting on the spinner, just punish them. But at least it's hard for me to punish people who get on the spinner, especially if they're moving quick. So I'm really curious to see if Team Name decides to stay with this double like backline or backline midline comp, because I do think Charger is powerful, Headed is powerful. They're both individually separate, like good from each other, and they could be good again together. But we can see that these players, they do other things as well. Like they can play other weapons. So we'll see if they decide to change something. And if we'll see a change coming from Glass Needles as well. We saw 2 Hydras already. Are we going to see a 3rd Hydra? Are we going to see maybe a different weapon?
Get Screen Hydra now.
Screen Hydra. Oh, I almost forgot that weapon existed.
Man,
oh my
I never
goodness.
see that weapon anymore.
The shame with Screen Hydra is that it has screen, so can't always play it.
I do want to say, even though Team Name is up 2-0 right now, there is still Game 3. These sets are playoff 3, so if Glass Needles can win this game, that'll give them better positioning for bracket, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it comes, every single game matters in a playoff 3, and even if you're down and you cannot win, the quote set, you can still win. 3-0 versus 2-1 is going to be different in terms of how you're ranked. And going back to this, same as before. We're seeing the Charger plus the Headed. This is crazy, Osa.
Do you see those abilities on Player's Ink Brush?
Player has 2 mains.
There they go.
Of QSG. There they go. Okay, your wish has been fulfilled. Let's see what they do. You know what I think they're going to do? They're trying to get up there.
Static is just running down the back line in their base.
What is this? This is insane.
I don't know. I do want to say Ink Brush Nouveau is... I hate fighting it. I think it's one of the funniest weapons in the entire game.
Oh, it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It's a hilarious weapon. The problem is it has the hammer, and it's able just to get the cheekiest picks on you. You're like, tapped him once, tapped him twice, oh, I'm dead to hammer. Or like, tapped him once, tapped him twice, oh, I'm dead to a hammer throw. You know? So annoying.
And I do think this isn't I don't know if it's a better leader map than Hagel, but this is a really good map for this leader. As they got that first pick, they technically get the assist. I'm counting under the pick. They do get 2 there, and again, this is just such an open map for leader, and maybe they go for the jump. They do not get to do the jump.
Defended by the Kraken. Good team play there. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that they've slowed down I'm Just Awful enough, who is able to make the jump. They do score, and they get a pick with that Kraken. This is really good positioning here for Team Name. They just need a couple more clams to keep the push alive.
Of course, and I do want to say this Kraken plus hammer combo is so deadly, and it's just... It's so terrible to fight, but it's so good for them at the same time. It just works. And we just see them score more and more clams, getting it down to 47 so far. I think Player is still alive in their base with clams.
I think Player has been in their base for like the past 45 seconds. They finally back up to mid, and it looks like this push is going to be over. And, I think the difficulty is that Glass Needles has not been able to establish enough mid control to be able to establish a clam economy, because we have 19 clams on the side, 20 clams, 21 clams, 22, excuse me. Like, this is 2 power clams, almost 3 power clams. If they get like a pick or 2 here, thankfully Static comes out and is able to shut that down, and they have bought their team a little more time.
They're still alive, but Wraith gets a crazy pick on that Inkjet there.
Oh, canceled.
And he gets 2. Oh, trying to fight the pro here. They do, or not the pro, the ball point, my mistake.
Yeah.
But they do come to Crabber, which Crab is an interesting choice there after those 2 picks, but hey, you know what? I'm not playing. I can't criticize.
Yeah, I think they just want to keep this mid control as much as possible, because they know that if they can prevent the enemy from getting clams, who, to be fair, have built up a clan economy of their own, with their ball point going down and their bucket going down, this might just be another push for the side of Team Name.
Yeah, and they've just had control this entire game. I think the only time that Glass Needles was even in a position to push was at the very beginning when Static ran in their base.
Indeed, yeah. Static, unfortunately, is going to be really, really fighting a hard battle here, trying to take down Player, who is being taken down by Souza, so that is a little more time bought for the team, but still, 17 clams on the side of Team Name is going to be hard to counter if they decide to push.
Yeah. And as you talk about those clams, it's been really hard for Glass Needles to even grab clams.
Indeed.
Oh, and they go 3 down. That's a wipe out for Team Name, and this might be a big score here.
I think it'll be an enormous score, because they still have 2. I Just Awful does have the Kraken ready. They put Static in a really bad position, unfortunately. Take him down. Hammer Throw does not connect, but they still have more clams to stall with. They're only going to need 2 more, and they are back in mid. Let's see if I Just Awful or Shisa can back up, or if we can see defense coming out here from the side of Glass Needles.
It does look like Glass Needles will barely hold on. It was a 2v2 situation there, and really, really good defense from the remaining members of Glass Needles there, just to not let this game end just yet. They do still have a chance. Clamblitz is one of those modes. Things just happen.
Yeah.
It is still possible for Glass Needles to win this game, but they'll need to mount a really good push and definitely have to commit something to deal with those backlines. Because if those backlines stay alive, you just can't move through mid, and we just keep seeing it. If they just keep going down, like 1 or 2 down, and there's nothing I can do about the leader.
Yeah, you know, the Glass Needles, they attempted to pop their specials there together. Unfortunately, they got kind of like mixed up in mid, and to your point, it's really hard to fight a double backline on this map when seeing them back up. Player is canceled there, which again will buy them more time, but still, we don't have a consistent map control coming out from the side of Glass Needles, and they're going to have to turn that around real quick.
Oh, and I just audible with a crazy pick onto that ball point. And I do want to say, something that might be slowing down Glass Needles is lack of a true entry tool. They have Kraken and Inkjet, but popping Inkjet against the leader in an edit isn't really the best. And to go down, we have a Kraken 1v1 here.
You know, the result of a Kraken 1v1 is both of them phasing through each other and nobody winning.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. Unfortunately, the one thing that does happen is a well-needed wipe coming out from the side of Glass Needles, but Osa, they have to move. Unfortunately, already their opponent is come back from spawn. They will have 2 clams to go with here, but they are going to have to push real quick with this vac. The vac is going to protect them just a little bit, and they are going to be able to score a little more, but Player comes in and is able to get 3. It's just up to Wei here on the 96 gal. Maybe they can get a jump in here, but it's going to have to be incredibly quick.
They do get it done, but Static does keep
okay,
scoring.
Let's go.
They are getting some picks here, but they're going to need a lot more clams here, and now it's just Wei here with this 96 dead to the ink brush, and now it's just Souza alive, and they cannot continue that push. Still,
really good attempt.
Yeah, that was a really good effort at the end of the game to get that push.
I think if we had seen that sort of like full coordination, they got a wipe, or maybe not even necessarily needed a wipe, but all 4 players simultaneously pushing up earlier in the game, I think we could have easily seen that 45 or 55 point push coming out from the side of Glass Needles, and their coordination was really good there at the end. It's just, it's so difficult when the entire game you've been just stared down by double backline, right? It's just so hard to move, and then finally you get the chance to move at the very end. You're like, let's go, and then there's just not enough time in the game. But yeah, really good showings from both teams, and it looks like this is going to be a 3-0 in favor of Team Name. Well done to them. And I believe also that brings us to the end of our first pool, right?
I do think so, yes.
Alrighty then. Well, that, I think, will be it for me for now. You might be back on commentary. I'm not sure
I'm
later.
Sure I think I'm commentating the next set, and
awesome.
then I'm done.
Okay.
I do want to add a little thing. The thing you said about coordination was really good. Coordination is one of those things that everybody says is important, but I don't think people realize how truly important it is. You can be an amazing player. You can mechanically diff everybody on the other team, but if you don't have coordination with the rest of your team, you can't do anything.
Indeed, yeah. It's all about playing with your teammates, and that's why this is a 4v4 game and not a 1v1 game, right? It's all about getting your specials all in order, using them together, popping them together, playing off your teammates' weapons, the ones that synergize with you, being able to pick up cooler at the right times, and that's the beauty of this game, right? Being able to coordinate.
For sure. And man, when you play 1v1s, it's like, what's the best weapon in a 1v1? Nautilus, 52.
Yep.
And leader.
Yep. Like 3 weapons, but if you play on a 4v4, any conk can beat
anything,
any conk.
yeah.
Literally,
you can play anything if you have enough coordination, honestly.
Indeed, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming out of later sets today. So I think that is it for me. Any final words for our audience before this particular set ends?
I do not know. Wait a minute. We have Costco Shrimp Cocktail up next. Fan favorite SeaBATTLE team.
Fan favorite Costco Shrimp Cocktail. For those of you who may have not tuned in to a SeaBATTLE before, there's a team called Costco Shrimp Cocktail, and they are our goats. Like their name is actually Costco Shrimp Cocktail.
Oh yeah.
And I know one of these days we're gonna like have Costco Shrimp Cocktails, and we're just gonna eat it while commentating.
Oh
it's
yeah.
gonna be amazing.
Sounds great.
Maybe not today, but at some point we're gonna have Costco Shrimp Cocktail up here while eating Costco Shrimp Cocktail.
And call me crazy, I think they are the most notorious team from SeaBATTLE.
I totally agree.
It's just the longevity, man.
Indeed, they're one of those teams that it's like they are a local team, and you know that they're going to show up, and you know that everyone is going to cheer for them when they show up. So stay here just for Costco Shrimp Cocktail, and we will see everyone very soon. See y'all.